Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Hello, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. How's everybody doing here today?
Podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All in that ass.
That's
It's podcast.
Whoa, we might have to lay
New
that
remix,
down.
huh? Get Virginia in the lab.
Oh, yeah.
We would love to get you in the lab.
You know, I come real cheap, so you can afford me.
I
Okay.
can. No, we've signed her. Sasquatch Recordings North has signed Virginia.
I've got an
Really?
exclusive contract.
She
Wow.
does. Good girl's gone bad, although she's never been really a good girl.
Bad girl gone worse.
Yeah, there you go. Bad girl got worse. I love it. That's awesome.
Except now she's just older and slower and not as cute.
As soon as you get out, right before you rap, you hear the other, bad girl's got worse. Yeah. And then you start rapping. I love it.
We have been talking after an interesting day on Saturday about metabolism of alcohol. How does age come into play on that? Shelby sent an email and said, one thing to keep in mind, though, is just shots. And at any age, our livers are only meant to process one alcoholic drink per hour. A standard shot is considered one drink as well as a standard 12-ounce beer and glass of wine. All the extra alcohol consumed can just saturate our blood and tissues of our organs, causing what happened to you guys on Saturday.
Yes, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We just think we did too many shots in too short
Yeah.
of a period of time. We
So
got
maybe
all
it's not age.
excited.
It would have been honestly worse for me when I was 22. It would have been terrible. I handled Saturday with grace and poise compared to
Grace, poise.
to when I was 22, man.
Yeah.
Grace and poise, motherfucker.
I mean, at least I wasn't eating any rubble from the fucking ground like I did in Key West.
True.
true, yeah.
That's
You
what-
were eating gravel.
We call that maturity.
Yeah, that's growth.
Exactly.
That's what that is. And Denise has got a little tip for you, Jaybird. She said to buy Ruggables. They're washable rugs at ruggable.com.
I tell you what, my dad came over and helped me out. We cleaned the carpets really good. I think they smell good. All the vomit's gone. I may not need rugs now, but
Oh, okay.
I am going to go on that Ruggable site because they do have some Star Wars stuff that I need for my podcast studio.
And the great thing about those Ruggable, you throw them right in the washing
Love it.
machine.
Yeah.
You don't even have to get a carpet cleaner.
I love it.
Did your
Okay.
dad rent a carpet cleaner and come over?
We did.
Yeah.
We did the whole thing.
You can rent those from Publix.
It worked.
Yeah,
It really did.
it does work.
It looks good. It smells good. I don't fucking care.
Your dad's good at adulting.
He is. He's very, very good.
This email from a Bob directed at Virginia. Virginia, you may need to think about drying out. Panda will soon file for divorce because you're a drunk.
That's all it said.
That's not far from wrong.
You need to dry out, lady.
It's dry out.
I am drying out, but not
okay.
in the way you want me to, sir.
Panda was here today. He didn't seem so broken.
I gave him a little sex yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Lots of apologies.
Apology sex. How sexy.
Well, I mean, pretty much whatever he wanted, Panda got.
Oh, wow.
Anything?
Okay.
If Panda wanted anything, you gotta. We've talked about this before. Going in the number 2?
I don't think he wants that.
Okay.
He doesn't want that.
He's never asked.
He knows what comes out
But
of it.
because of your Saturday, that what happened, let's just say he did want that. Do you give it up because of your activities on Saturday?
Oh my gosh, it's very ironic because I think I would have to start drinking again to be able to do that.
That's the weird rub of it.
That is the weird rub.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be a weird rub.
Yeah. Maybe something, huh? I got this email from Rachel in Seattle. She said, in response to Demi Lovato's West Coast Sober, she said, I worked at a weed dispensary here in Seattle, and I would constantly have people tell me that they've been sober for 10 plus years, then proceed to order ounces of weed, edibles, etc. It's quite odd. Most of the people claiming sobriety were former opioid addicts too, but viewed the consumption of weed as not affecting their sobriety. P.S. As a cannabis connoisseur, weed 100% affects your sobriety.
Well, anything that alters your regular mood that you can't be driving on shit, of course, you're not sober.
Look, Demi Lovato and all the rest of the people that claim to be California sober are stupid.
She's jumping on a list of the most annoying celebrities. This is what I had a crush on for a long time.
I know. You
Yeah.
are hot for her.
I can't stand her now.
Demi Gelato?
Oh, she's so annoying. She's one of the most annoying celebrities out there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
No, she's definitely making a lot of people just.
Well,
Ugh.
she thinks she knows how to live life and tell you how wrong you are. When I'm like, girl, look in your closet. You got some shit you got to work on too.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato, Chrissy Teigen.
Both.
No, okay. One of the who's higher? Where do they rank?
I'll take Chrissy over Demi.
Tegan's pretty rough too, but you haven't seen her in a while. And Gelato's on my mind now because she's
So-
very vocal.
Gelato's ranking higher than Teigen.
She's very annoying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Demi as number one for me right now.
Okay. All right.
Do you have an annoying celebrity?
Yeah, I mean there are ones. Pretty much anybody my son watches on TikTok. Oh, all it is screaming. I'm just
A lot of screaming on TikTok.
there's a lot of
A
screaming.
lot of screaming on TikTok and not a lot of good editing, I've noticed as well.
Yeah, that's how
It's almost like if you're a good editor, don't go on TikTok.
that's how they thrive. Yeah, it's crazy. Those kind of videos with jump cut edits. Yeah, it looks like it's just slapped together, and that's all
Yeah.
you do is scream.
Yeah. We should do a TikTok.
Oh,
We
it's
should
tough.
do a jump cut edit of us just screaming.
We should do it, the modern day TikTok video. What's up for just cut?
That's it. Cut. Boom. Go. Yeah.
I'm definitely making one of those.
That is funny.
I want to annoy everyone with that. The ones who don't hear the podcast will be annoyed.
Totally.
Yeah. It's just, I think when you go onto TikTok, it's your own experience. I don't mind TikTok. It's just, whatever my son watches and flips through, it's just one after the other. I think on our TikTok, there's some interesting stuff in there. I like it.
I got a couple critiques about ours. I'm talking about the people we're following. We're not following a lot of people.
Yeah.
And all I keep seeing is Holly Madison videos. Holy shit.
Holly Madison, right?
She's from Playboy.
Really?
Oh my gosh. She is all over TikTok. And if you scroll through under the KVJ,
Yeah.
she's always coming up.
Really?
Always.
Huh. Yeah, well, I think we need to put more time into curating who you need to follow on TikTok.
Nothing against Holly, of course.
Yeah.
But fuck.
Yeah, if anybody has any suggestions on who you do need to follow, because they're just that good, who's crushing it on TikTok? Because a lot of people are very annoying. Got this from Kristen. She said, I tuned in when you guys were talking about submitting a Bigfoot emoji. I had to run into work, so I didn't get to hear the rest of it. But if you're serious about submitting something, I'd love to help.
Okay.
I sketched this up, and I'm thinking of doing an actual Bigfoot image one, too.
So
that's kind of cool.
I love it, and I really would suggest doing the Bigfoot image. I think that one's going to work.
Then just because what it is, it's a foot. It's the foot itself. So it kind of looks like a regular human foot, but it's got like the hair and stuff on it.
I
That's
think
what
the
she's done if you're not watching KVJ TV.
The silhouette one is going to work better.
Yeah, the silhouette one like Spike made for you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, do that one. I think that one's got a shot.
But your foot looks awesome, and there's
Yeah.
no way you can't do a silhouette of Bigfoot. I believe in you.
I want that foot on a flag.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
awesome.
look cool.
Yeah, I could be interested. That'd be great. Imagine Jaybird brings the Bigfoot emoji. If you missed that, us talking about that the other day, you can submit. You do have to do the artwork, but you can submit your own emojis
Well, why don't we
to the
get-
council that they dictate it, and there's not a Bigfoot emoji right now.
Couldn't we get the artwork that Spike used to make that Bigfoot cutout, shrink it down, and submit it?
I
You and
believe
Spike?
That art's on the internet. You can get the art. It's already on there.
Oh, so he didn't create it.
I don't think. The only reason why is I looked up Bigfoot stuff, and that same design is up there on the internet. But he probably has a system where he can take anything and then cut it to that. He's actually doing a UFO piece for me.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like on commission.
No, he's
What,
my
you
neighbor.
commission your own.
He's my neighbor.
artist
But,
Wow.
yeah, I want a UFO piece that lights up.
Okay.
Whoa, look at this. Big money over here.
Big stuff, Bird.
My goodness.
Big stuff.
Well, it's all for the podcast studio.
Yeah.
I want it to look fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Sounds pretty cool the way it's going to be. Got an email here, Virginia. This is Carrie responding to. You thought Magnolia was getting an invite into the National Honor Society?
Yeah, it tricked me because it looked like the National Honor Society thing, and then I looked at it. It said the National Association of High School Scholars, built on honor is their slogan. So they did put the word honor in there, and almost tricked me.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of scammy type things that, you might wind up finding with that, which is just kind of crazy.
Yeah, someone sent me something where I won this settlement because they screwed up my house stuff and I've got all this money waiting for me. I'm like, okay.
Sure, dude.
Sure. Kind of like when I won the British lottery twice.
Yeah, I did a little deep dive into Google to try to see about that supposed society, and it's got a lot of bad ratings. The Better Business Bureau has a whole thing about them that they're not a real honor society because anybody can join if you pay the money. And some high schools have said, if you join, you can't wear the rope they give you because we don't want you to join.
Dishonor society.
It's a dishonest rope.
Yeah, in fact, what Carrie had said, she said, it's pretty much a scam. It seems that all high school students receive that in the mail. They take your $75, promise you a tassel like graduation, and you never receive anything. You receive a ton of emails from them wanting more money to attend conferences in hopes of being awarded this scholarship or with scholarships, yada, yada, yada. We fell into the trap too, not knowing. We did not even list that on our college resume. LOL.
Yeah. They're saying don't put it on a college resume because all colleges know it's a scam.
Like, you're not getting to our college. You guys are dumb.
Yeah, you're stupid.
Yeah.
If you sign up for it, it actually could work against you on your college resume.
And somebody sent us an article. The National Society of High School Scholars is listed as a nonprofit organization. They got a website. They tote the motto, be honored, be more. They recruit by sending mail and emails to students for the $75. And so this is a whole article on it, basically.
It's a scam.
It being a scam,
Well, I'm glad that I got that because I do want other high school parents to know, hey, if you get this in the mail, read it. It's not the National Honor Society.
When something like this happens and everyone, they're emailing us saying it's a scam, it seems like a lot of people know about that and they're still taking money from people. How are they still around? How can nobody take them down?
I read into it. They've got a team of lawyers. So if you just Google the association, they have all of the top things that come up on Google because they've wiped clean any kind of bad things said about them. It's all about money. You can buy legal teams. You can buy web teams that make you look legit online.
But can you
the legal teams are threatening to sue anybody that says bad things about them on a forum.
Well, we're doing it right now.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's in type. I don't think they're going to come after a show.
Fuck them.
I don't care.
I don't care either. You want this? You want a piece of the
They're
bird?
a scam. I looked on the Better Business Bureau's website.
That's my question. If they are a scam and people can prove that it's a scam, how come no one can do anything about that? It seems illegal. Like, illegal in your face. Go fuck yourself, everybody. We're scamming you.
They probably will eventually get taken down by a class action lawsuit because you can't have this many people pissed off.
Well, you can't just scam people out of money and let it. If people know where it's at, how can you not take them down?
They claim they award $2 million a year in scholarships, and they claim all this stuff.
They could meet the minimum requirements.
Right.
And they are so close to the National Honor Society that they butt up against it, which I'm surprised they're not suing because it seems like they're trying to, when you get too close,
right?
Like say you got McDonald's and somebody opens up McDowell's.
Yeah.
You get too close, then it goes to court, and then a judge got to decide if you're a little too close.
So they're being slimy, and so they're not doing illegal shit. They're just above.
They're just above, and they are calling themselves a 501c3, a charitable organization.
You can get away with murder when you do that.
There's a lot of people that have charitable organizations that are very shady.
Yeah, I remember some guy, we were at a remote, he's like, I'm doing this thing called Charlie's Kids. I'm like, well, what's Charlie's Kids? And then
Charlie.
He was Charlie.
I love to look at kids.
And it was this about helping kids, and the more you talk to this Charlie, you knew, all right, this is not a fucking good idea.
There are so many shady people that do charity stuff and pocket the money. You would be astounded.
Something about Charlie and Charlie's Kids didn't sit right with me,
Yeah,
Kev.
it's already got one of the creepiest charity names you could have. Charlie's Kids.
Charlie, go kick rocks. We're not interested.
Yeah.
How do I get on the air?
No, Charlie.
Ashley sent an email, said, I want to get your opinion on a question I've been asking myself for the past few months. Should you ever settle in your career? I'm almost 40, and I've changed career paths twice in my life. Whenever I feel like a job doesn't fit me or makes me unhappy, I find something else and I move on. So far, this has done me very well. However, I am now at what some may say a peak in the town where I live in. Based on my experience, education, and community, I am most likely in the best job I will ever get. Benefits are great, pay is good, and there is little to no stress, but I'm really bored most of the time, and I know that I could do more. In order to progress at my job, I would have to go back and get my master's degree or move to a bigger corporation in a different town. My family's pushing for me to try and keep climbing that corporate ladder. However, I don't want to go back to school or move to another city in order to do that. I'm wondering if at this point in my life, it's better to just say, this is it, this is good, I don't need to go any further, or do I keep trying to climb that ladder to feel like my work matters?
This is a personal question. Only you can answer that.
Yeah, and don't let your family tell you what to do. It's in your heart.
If you're asking me personally, I always believe anybody can do anything they want when they put their mind to it. If you're bored and your soul's not fulfilled, I'll always tell somebody to go for it. Go bigger. But that's what I personally believe. You talk to somebody who's a little bit more conservative when it comes to that stuff, they're going to say, take what you got. You got benefits. It's safe. It's great.
You could also look at doing a side hustle. If you feel like your life is free of stress and you're happy and you love your town and you don't really have any desire to leave the place you work because you're comfortable, get a little side hustle. Do something that you enjoy, something that truly makes you happy, and figure out how to make a little bit of money off of that.
That I agree with too. You know, if she loves her career, I say keep going for it. If she doesn't love it and she's just making,
she doesn't want to go back to school.
I hear you.
I hear you. I would be a miserable student if I had to go back to school for my master's. Oh my God!
But not everything's easy either. You can't just all of a sudden want this and want that, and not. Oh, I don't want to go to school. It's sometimes hard. You gotta make an adjustment.
Maybe look at what your passions are, what your talents are. Do you have some untapped little skill or something you could put out in the universe or the world, sell on Etsy, anything like that maybe you haven't tapped into to feel more fulfilled?
We in the West are so concerned about our fucking age and how old we are, and I'm at this age. There's no way I could ever do it. That's bullshit. That's something you've been fed since you were born. You can do anything you want at any age, barring, of course, being injured and all that other shit.
The things that you can do today, too, is I think that the power now is in the hands of the worker. We keep talking about the shortage of good workers, and I think that you can actually renegotiate in creative ways what your job structure looks like. And I think more than ever now, businesses are listening, and they're saying, okay, what could we do? Do we give you better work hours for the same pay? Could you go to a 4-day work week? Could you work a lot from home? There are maybe some things that you can negotiate. If you're bored with your job, maybe you're in an industry where you could work some things around like that. And like to Virginia's point, you can then have extra time to do something else that you like. It sounds like you like your town. And so that is really kind of tough. If you,
yeah.
I mean, you also have to look at your quality of living.
Yes.
Sounds like you really like the money you're making, the benefits that you have. There's little to no stress. You know, so you've got so many things that are going for you. And don't listen to, because I think a lot of people said that you got to keep chasing that thing, getting to the top of the ladder. And so many people have gotten to the top and they find out that they're not happy. More money doesn't make you happy. I think they found it's $75,000 that you get exponentially a lot more happy up to $75,000. But then after that amount, the increase is not nearly as great as it is getting to $75,000.
It's not going to fix your anger issues. It's not going to fix your drinking problem. Once you get to a certain, and you may be comfortable, but the stuff that you are really struggling with emotionally is not going to. You're right.
The vibe of this person's email, they seem to be very happy and grateful.
They're just a little bored at work.
I'm telling you, if you're happy and you're grateful, you're doing better than like 75% of the people in the American workforce. And that is beautiful, and you have to be filled with gratitude for that. Don't let your family tell you have to go back to school and work harder to make more money. If you're happy and grateful, you're winning.
And I'll just don't let your age ever stop you from doing what you want to do. Because I know she had mentioned something about age in there, like, oh, I'm at my age and I'm at my apex and blah blah blah. I can't get any.
Yeah, I think she's looking at, she's about 40, and there are some things where it's like talking about starting over. And I had seen a conversation going on in the chat room, for instance, about Publix, and people have said, or for the most part, working for Publix, getting in had been good, but she was talking about Publix where she's having a hard time getting a job because she's at an age and had achieved to a certain level in other fields that Publix was hesitant to bring her on because, like, we don't want to pay you more money.
Right.
They like getting somebody right out of high school, and we pay them the high school wage, and then as they grow Publix skills, then they start paying them more in the Publix way. And so there is still some industries like that it is tough, that if you get to about 40, starting over again, that's what we're hearing now in the service industry. People are like, I don't want to start at that wage. I'm at a place where I've got a comfort level in what I make that I'm a little hesitant to, kick out this paycheck that I've got, the benefits that I have, and all these things I've built up to the age of 40 to start all over again.
Yeah, and I hear completely what you're saying. What I mean is just don't let your age ever stop you from wanting to grow and do better things with your life. I see it even with people who email me. They'll be 60 years old, say they want to play the guitar, but they don't want to learn it because they feel like they're too old to learn that. And I don't believe in any of that shit. If you've got passion in your heart, it doesn't matter what age you are. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. And so I'd tell her, just look at what might make you happy and see if you can renegotiate what your parameters are with your job to make it more appetizing.
I kind of want a Publix sub now.
Oh, they're good chicken wings. Oh, man.
When's the last time you had chicken wings?
It's been a couple weeks. I'm due. But, there's a lot of stuff that it's getting hard to get. Chicken wings have been hit by this whole thing. I saw Taco Bell was talking about how they're having a hard time getting some of their products, shipping and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of places that are having a hard time that either you're going to pay more or it might not always be available when you go to try to get it.
Honey, peanut butter Uncrustables, Virginia.
I do have trouble getting Uncrustables now because Rocco loves them and he's a very picky eater. And so every time I go to buy Uncrustables, they're almost sold out or completely sold out.
I've gone to Publix twice. It was the same Publix. I went twice to get Uncrustables and they were wiped out of Uncrustables.
I'm telling you, it's because it's summertime and moms like me are looking to feed the kids because the kids aren't getting school lunch.
Yeah, of course they've got that bullshit turkey one that no one's eating.
The roll?
Yeah, it's gnarly.
The Uncrustable roll, if you try to give that to a kid that loves the Uncrustable peanut butter and jelly, they're going to stab you in your sleep.
The frozen food industry, just the whole history, they've really come up with some shitty frozen food ideas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had said that this was a Taco Bell that ran out a lot of the stuff like soda to sour cream, even hot sauce packets.
Wow.
Was in short supply, and they apologized for the slimmed down menu, but they said it was due to national ingredient shortages and delivery delays. We may be out of some items. And apparently Popeyes, even last week, they announced that they were stockpiling frozen chicken for 6 months to try to head off some of the shortages.
Wow, look at Popeyes.
Yeah, they say the overall situation has driven the price of consumer goods 5.4% over the past year in the U.S.
Oh.
So there's an issue with some of these products. So, yeah, I think maybe this weekend might be a Publix chicken wing weekend, though.
Oh, you do deserve it.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'm going to go for it.
You deserve it for putting up with us.
Oh, come on. What are you talking
Speak for yourself. I'm in my fucking prime.
Yeah, motherfuckers! Vroom, vroom, vroom.
A couple of makeup or breakups that I couldn't get. I still have a. We don't have a shortage of makeup or breakup or am I the jerk emails. So
Really?
Yeah, no, they're just so many.
The percentage usually of breakup is high on the makeup or
They
breakup.
are. But I noticed a theme. It's really kind of amazing how so many people have the same things, and it's a topic we talked about so much. This is one is just kind of the lack of sex.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
know,
a big thing.
Yeah,
I hear it a
happening in
lot.
relationships.
I hear it a lot with my friends. Some of my friends that are married.
Yeah,
It doesn't ever happen. If it does, it's a special occasion.
yeah. She had this had basically come down to this one was can't understand why a 37-year-old man just wouldn't want to have sex. I try to send him cute, sexy texts or make advances, but I get nowhere. Yeah, since 2021 started, we've had sex 4 times. It makes me depressed. Bring it up so often. Now it just turns into a fight. Should I think about a divorce?
Divorce. They're married. Damn.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if things change and you're not happy and you're not getting what you want and you're writing to a radio station, you guys at least have to go talk to a therapist.
If the relationship was you guys are always boning, and then all of a sudden there's no more boning, there's something's going on here. And
That's not fair to the person that liked the boning.
Yeah, I feel like if you change so much in a marriage, well, yeah, there's going to be some fucking issues, of course.
well, you know, the one thing that really it seems like it goes without saying, but the thing about being in a relationship, both people have to want to be in a relationship.
Yes.
It sounds like you don't want to be in a relationship.
It does. It sounds like your man is checked out.
And he's probably afraid to confront it because he knows it's going to be the divorce talk. But I don't know if he wants to be in there.
Yeah, and
You don't want to be in there.
That's what I meant, like in the vagina. He doesn't want to be in there.
And this one, yeah, my boyfriend and I have been together for 6 years. For the bulk of our relationship, we've been super into sex, probably about 2 to 4 times a week. But over the last couple of months, he's completely stopped initiating sex and rarely gives in when I try to initiate. Now I'm wondering where the romantic spark has gone, even the possibility of cheating. Do you believe cutting off sex and not satisfying the needs of your partner is just an unfair long-term relationship thing as it is in marriage? Yeah, marriage and long-term relationships, you know, it's all the same.
It is.
You know, I wouldn't
Other than
qualify by
divorce
that.
and you getting your whole life taken away from you.
Yeah, but yeah, that is an issue when somebody just, you know, stops having the sex. Yeah, you got to work through it. And there are a lot of, I think the field is growing too with sexual counselors.
Yes.
And experts that go in and they try to help you find the spark or a compromise or a way to make it work. And what is the cause of why you're not having sex? And if it's very important to one person in the relationship, you know, the other person, you got to figure out how to make that compromise.
Big time.
If you like the marriage.
Yeah. And you got to, I think that's the first question. Do you still want to be in this serious relationship?
Right.
Because there's a reason why this is going on. I mean, and we don't know those reasons. You know, we'd have to look into their whole relationship and see, is this guy waking up and is he watching porn and jerking off? Is he talking
Is
to
he
some...
cheating?
Is he cheating?
Yeah, you don't know.
Is he going through some kind of depression that you don't know about?
But something's going on
Yes.
if it changes drastically.
Of course. People love... I mean, if you love sex and all of a sudden you don't, something's going on there.
You just got to go figure it out and make them talk about it.
And another typical kind of question we get, somebody been with their boyfriend for 7 years, been engaged for 5. However, whenever we talk about getting married, he never actually follows through. For example, like I'll say, hey, let's go find out about getting our marriage license, and then it never happens.
You have to, at that point, that's when you're at the point now where you have to make your big statement. If we don't do this, this relationship's over.
You got to decide. Either you say, I'm content with us just being in a relationship without going to get the actual marriage license or whatever it was, or you got to say, look, I need to be married. It's very important to me. And if you're not the person who wants to do it, I need to get out of this. So I need to go find that person. There's only 2 options.
I mean, would you want to get married to somebody who doesn't want to marry you? Of
You
course
don't want to,
not.
yeah.
Fuck no.
Well, if they're really rich, yes.
True. Yeah.
But they probably don't want to marry you.
I think it was Don Cheadle, maybe it was. He was in a relationship for like 28 years and they just got married. And somebody's like, why? And he's like, you know what? We sat down. Somebody said, you could save a lot of money if you got married. He said, you've been together for 28 years. Like, just At this point, just go get married, and financially, you're going to help yourself out.
Cheadle was holding out.
Well, you went home after 28 years.
Yeah.
That is your fucking rolling partner, man.
But it worked for him, and they were together, and I don't think there's any problem. And that was really it. It wasn't like one person said, it's 28 years, I need this or that. No, they're just like, you know what, we could save a lot of money, let's get married.
And your perspectives change, too, as you get older. The closer you get to the finish line, things you once thought are different. He may have said, you know what? I want to marry this woman. I'd like to maybe, I could die at any minute. I mean that as a romantic thing, not as a morbid thing.
Damn, Cheadle got one foot in the grave.
It was supposed to be inspiring. But for some reason, it sounded depressing as fuck.
We had also gotten another email, and Alex, all she wanted to do was just really, I think, put on blast her boyfriend. But it was kind of a fascinating thing. Her boyfriend was with his ex the entire time that they were together.
What?
Yeah, and in fact, it got so bad that she lives in Colombia, and she came to Miami, and he flew to Vegas with his ex. And she had actually dropped him off at the airport at MIA.
And she knew he was going to see the ex, or she didn't know?
No, he had said he was going to Texas to see his family. And he got on a plane with her and wound up. Yeah. And she had even said another time, she said the most shocking lie was this one, is on January 2nd, he packed his bag with me there and asked me to take him to the airport to go to Houston. I dropped him off at the airport. I saw him walk through the door when speaking with the ex, or girlfriend number one. She told me she arrived in Miami on the 3rd of January. They stayed at his apartment and then went to Vegas from there, meaning that he had to pretend to leave for Houston and then come back to his apartment by Uber.
Wow.
So she dropped him off at MIA. He waited till she cleared out, got in an Uber, and then came back to his place.
This guy's living a double life.
Yeah,
He's a dirtbag.
That was truly psychotic.
Why don't you just tell people you want to date other people?
There are some people like this. I love listening. I've been listening to these podcasts about these dudes that live this life where they have like 10 different women all over the country, and they're psychotic.
It's crazy.
But they can't help themselves. Every city they go to, they start a relationship with a new girl. It's like a weird, narcissistic, psychotic thing.
You should not be listening to podcasts about terrible men.
Oh, I love them.
No, it's not good.
I love them.
It's just going to fuel up the witch to be very...
I think that might have been a Dateline one. It was good. It was really good.
And then she said he would message me every day while he was supposedly in Texas saying, hey, love you, have a good day. I'm going to work on some stuff right now. I'm going to disconnect for a while.
Yes. Oh. That's what these guys do.
Yeah.
They string all the girls along, and they have this whole manipulation spider web going.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can't imagine the amount of just skill level to keep that shell game.
Are they doing it because they get some kind of gratification of getting one up on people, or are they afraid to just tell someone they want to date other people? Are they getting off on this?
I think, well, they're sleeping with all the women. So that's fun.
They are getting off, yes.
They're getting off in that way. I think some of them do it, too, for financial reasons, and they end up fleecing the chick.
Mm-hmm. And there's also a type of a guy or a girl, they have to be loved by everybody. And it's almost like a numbers thing to feed their ego. They will pork through.
And they like the hunt. They like the hunt and the catch.
Yeah. I knew a guy like that. He had to fuck everybody. If not, oh my gosh. It's like, dude.
He had to feel like he was desired by every female on the planet.
It was so annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. Lots of great stories. Always send those to us. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. We'll get to as many as we possibly can. You guys have an amazing Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.